Hey everyone! In the previous section, we had a look at what local notifications are and how to create, update, and delete different nodes with the reminders or local notifications. In this section, we will wrap up the settings and the About tabs. Let's get started. So first of all, we will change the app's name and we will also finalize the About tab with some information. So we are now in the editor, and the first thing that we need to do is we can go to source, and we can also then go to app and then to the about folder, and inside about page HTML you can see that we have some really basic content here. But before even changing something here, we can change the app's name. So to modify the app's name, you can go to config.xml and then you can see this name tag here, and then you can change it to whatever you want. So I'm going to change this to Ionodes, and then you can also provide this with a particular description. So you can say an app that lets you create notes and reminders. But feel free to change this to whatever you like. And also, finally, before we actually publish this, or if we go forward with this app for the stores, we can also modify this ID to whatever bundle we want. So by default, it's io.ionic.starter, but you can change that to anything. And you can also add your information, as in your email and also the URL for your website perhaps, to this author tag. So now that we have changed this, the next time we will run the app or install the app in the devices, we should be seeing this new name. Now that we have set this, we can go to the about page HTML, and you can see that we have some content here. So first of all, we will make this capital, and then we will also change this color to look primary. So I'm going to save this and I'm going to open this in the browser. Now we have this purple color for this toolbar, and you can also inspect this to see that on the Ion toolbar we have the color set as primary. That's why we are getting it here as well as here. But on settings, it's not the case yet. So what we will do here is that we will kind of fill this about page now. So let's do that in the code. So what we actually want here in the Ion content is a bunch of cards which will have some information for this about section. So what I'm going to do is that I'm just going to provide information as the app's name and who the developer is, which is me. And I'll also add my avatar, and I will also add my Twitter. So let's do that. So first of all, we can use the Ion card to display a card. So I'm going to just add that, and I'm going to save this so we can see that on the browser as well. So now we have added a card, but you can see that we don't see anything yet. And that's because we have to either add some content into the card to show that, or some header. So let's do that as well. So first of all, I'm going to populate the Ion card header. So I'm going to say Ion card header, and inside I'm going to add the title. So for the title, we use Ion card title. So we can say Ion card title, and here we will say Ion notes. So let's save this and test this on the browser. So you can see that now we have this card layout and we also have this title here. The next thing is to add a subtitle with the avatar and my name. So let's do that. So for the subtitle, I'm going to use a div, and inside I'm going to add Ion card subtitle. So we are creating this div because we want the layout to be horizontal and having two items in it. So first of all, the subtitle might be developed by Muhammad Hassan with, and I'm going to use the heart icon so we can actually use emojis within our HTML. So I'm going to go to the browser and I'm going to go to my GitHub, and I'm just going to copy this heart from here. So I'm going to paste it here, and now we have a good subtitle here. The next thing is to add my avatar. So I can simply say Ion avatar, and here I'm going to add an Ion image. Now that we have this, we need to provide the source for this. So I'm going to provide the source here, and the source will be my GitHub avatar as well. So let's copy the link from there. So I'm going to copy the image address from here, and I'm going to paste that in the code. So inside the source attribute, we now have the URL for my avatar image. Now let's save this and test this on the browser. So now after refreshing, you can see that we have these three values here. But what we actually wanted to do was to have this avatar and this subtitle side by side on this second line. So on the first line, we have this title, and on the second line, we should have the subtitle and the avatar. So let's add some CSS for that. So first of all, I'm going to give this Ion content a class. I'm going to call it about, and here on this div, I'm going to say class about dev. And we are also going to give this subtitle a class. So we can simply say class about underscore dev underscore text. So let's save this and now add some styles in the SCSS file. So first of all, I'm going to say about, and here we are going to add underscore dev, and here we are first going to say display flex. So let's save this and go to the browser. So you can see now that we have these side by side, but what I want is they should be like vertically centered align when it comes to having alignment of this text and the image. So let's do that quickly. So I'm going to go inside here and I'm going to add align items to center. And what I also want is basically to style the text as well. So I'm going to say flex 1, so it takes like maximum available space, but also I want to give it a margin right, and let's say it should be 10 pixel, just to make sure that the text is just not stuck with the image or is very close to the image. So let's save this and test this on the browser. So now you can see that we have this really nice title and also the very good subtitle here, as well as this particular image. And if we inspect this subtitle, you will see that we also have the margin right being applied. So if I hover over this, you can see that we have the margin right set to 10 pixels. And this is good. Now we have the title, subtitle, and avatar in place. We just need to have the description now. So let's go back to the code. And in the about page HTML, the next thing that we need to do after the Ion card header is the Ion card content. So let's add that. So in the Ion card content, I will just type the description I want to show in the about page. So we can simply say that Ion Notes app helps you create notes and reminders for the important stuff you care about. And that's it. Let's save this now and test this on the browser. Cool. So now you can see that we have this really nice card. And the next thing that I want to do here is to add my Twitter information or my Twitter handle. So let's do that. So for that, I'm going to go in the HTML and I'm going to create another card. So I can simply say Ion card. And inside, I'm just going to add an Ion list. Inside, I'm going to have an Ion item. And inside, I'm going to add an Ion icon for the Twitter icon. So I can simply say Ion icon, and here I'm going to say slot, which is start, and then I'm going to say name, which is logo-Twitter. So let's save this and test this out. So now we have the icon in place and now we just need to add the link to it. So let's do that. So I'm going to add an Ion label inside, and here we will add an anchor tag, and we can simply say href, and then we can say https twitter.com/sn_ayz, and I'm going to copy this and paste this here. Now that we have this, we just need to make sure that this is styled correctly. And now let's save this and test this on the browser. So now you can see that we have both of the cards. One has the description of the application and the second one has the links to the social accounts. So you can basically add your own information with each new Ion item for every social handle you would like to have in the app. So you can share the app with your friends and they can also see your links within the app in the About section. And that's pretty much it for this video.